So I will be building this Wonder Woman helmet. I am using my templates, but as you can see, my templates aren't really complete yet. I'm still kind of finishing them up. But by the time they're on the Etsy store, they will be complete and should be pretty clear on how to assemble. But I'm going to be making this video kind of as a tutorial, just so you guys can kind of see a step-by-step on how I make it. I'm splitting this helmet up into like 4 parts. So there's a top layer, which is this top part. There's the middle layer, and there is a bottom layer. And that's all you really need to know to assemble that top piece. And then I just call these wing 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'll make sense when you see me assemble it, but just wanted to make you guys aware. Let's begin. So right now I'm cutting out pieces for the top layer. You'll see on the template that it's marked top layer. So first just cut out those pieces and we'll glue them after this. So on the template you'll see these little arrows on some of the pieces, and basically that just means you have to kind of angle your knife in the direction of those arrows. So I'll show you guys what I mean. So right now you can see the direction that these arrows are pointing. So really all you want to do is grab your knife, and instead of cutting it perfectly straight, you want to just kind of angle it in that direction and cut. And any part that doesn't have these arrows, you just want to do a straight cut like this line right here. The top layer should consist of 5 parts. It's going to be these 2 side pieces right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 is the middle piece. So let's put that together. So this right here is the top layer, and at this point you kind of just want to set it off to the side, and we will now work on the middle layer. So this middle layer has 5 pieces, and it is extremely easy to glue together. You're just making pretty much one big ring with these pieces, and I'll show you how. So we have now just made 2 layers. We have done the top layer and now the middle layer. So basically the top layer just sits on the middle layer. Really, you kind of just slide it on like that. Make sure the middle layer is completely underneath the top. And that's really it. So once you have that piece in place, all you're going to do is just hot glue it together from the inside. So I'm going to put some masking tape on here just to hold it in this spot, and I will glue it. Now I'm just going to take a hot glue gun and glue that inside seam on both sides. Okay, so now that we have the top layer and middle layer done, it is time to move on to the bottom layer. So the bottom layer consists of 4 separate pieces, and similar to the middle layer, we're just going to glue them together to make a big ring, and this is going to sit on top of that ring. So that is all there is to the bottom layer. So now the top 2 layers that we built are going to be placed right on top of this. Just like so. These 2 points on the top piece and the bottom should kind of be should match up with each other. Once those pieces are matched up, the other piece should kind of just sit inside nicely. You don't want to force it in too much, and you don't want it hanging out too loose, so really, wherever it sits in there nicely, just glue it the way it is. Another good thing to check before you glue it is to make sure that on the inside that this seam is lined up with that seam, just so you know that it's centered. So that is all there is to those top 3 layers. And now it is time to cut out and glue in the wings. So we will be adding this back piece to the back of the helmet. And it's going to sit in kind of like this, and this is really probably the hardest part to glue. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how I glue it in, and once you see it on video, it really shouldn't be that bad. So here it is. So the way I glue it in is this point right here, where that V, I match that point up with the top of this line, just like that. And then what you want to do is you want to bend these corners up so that it matches up. These corners match up with the bottom of that layer. So match up the corners while still holding that centerpiece. So just like that. Once you have it in place, you can, tape it and then glue it in. So I will do that right now. I will make the template as simple as possible for you guys to build. And of course, if you have any questions on it, feel free to comment or message me on Etsy. So that's what the piece should look like from the side. There will be a kind of a big gap right there, and that's fine. As you can see, these corners are matched up with the edges, and top of this piece is matched up with the tip of that V. So now that we have the main chunk of the helmet done, time to cut out the wings that make up the cool side piece. You'll notice that the wings are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's the order that we're gonna put them in, and this is important. Follow this order. So I have cut out all of the side wing pieces, and you will notice on the template that there will be dotted lines along each piece. And that is going to be a guide for how each piece overlaps with each other. So I'll show you right now. So if you take piece 1, you'll see that there is a line there, and that is going to sit inside just like that. And you're gonna glue that piece in. So once that's in, just for example, let me hold that there. You will take piece 2, which is this piece, and this is going to sit underneath piece 1, just like that. And you're gonna glue it in. Those lines are where I recommend you overlap them, but of course you guys can change it up if you want, if you think it needs to overlap more or less. So here is the helmet fully glued together. Right now, I am missing, there's one more little piece that should be going right there, right next to the face. It's like a gold mesh, but I will be adding that shortly. But this is pretty much 95% of the helmet. So I will now be adding a layer of gold paint. I will probably be spray painting it so you don't have the brushed look. And there it is. So I finished off the helmet with a coat of gold spray paint. I had to spray paint it outside in like 30-degree weather, but I got it done. And don't forget that you guys can buy this template on my Etsy page. The link is in the description below. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.